is only one war that matters, and it is here.
What's going on, guys? Carmine here. In that episode, though, holy shit. Love it or hate it, you know what this means. We're in the final stages of the endgame. This is it. The quote-unquote beginning of the end for the series. After next week, we move into the final stages, and we'll have only 6 episodes left. HBO made a deal with Dave and Dan to split the final season in 2, and rumor has it we may be getting Season 8 in either 2019 or December of 2018. Regardless, this dreaded episode gave us a lot to think on. Now that the Night King has a dragon, will Jon send word to Ed at the wall to get the hell out of there? Will Cersei not be a douche and actually help them out? And will Ghost reappear before this last episode? Most likely no to all 3 of these questions. But let's take a look at what's to come next week. Also, before we begin, a big shout out from Quid for sponsoring this video. From thousands of stickers, collectible cards, and toys from all your favorite shows, Quid is the best app for the inner collector in all of us, or those who want to spice up their phones. From Rick and Morty to Game of Thrones, Quid offers a fun way to interact with all your friends. It's out now for both Android and Apple devices, so head on over there and download it today. Link below in the description. So unlike the other previews, this one has no words, but it needs none. The first shot is of Grey Worm, who is back from the Western Lands. I love how he's the only character to realistically travel from one place to another this season, because it took him like 3 episodes to arrive from wherever he's been, hiding, to what appears to be outside King's Landing, and he's brought the Dothraki with him, so it means Dany has reunited with him. I'm also curious to know how many men he still has. He lost quite a few taking Casterly Rock for no reason. Then he lost quite a few men who were likely left behind on the transport ships when the Greyjoys came in. The Unsullied can't have more than 5,000 men left, give or take, but with the Dothraki serving to flank out any of their frontline spearmen, they should be fine. The one thing I will say that I do find a little disappointing is how Grey Worm was at Casterly Rock, but they likely never freed Edmure Tully, who is Sansa, Arya, and Bran's uncle from last season. As far as I know, he's still a hostage over at Casterly Rock, so bringing in the remnants of the River Lords loyal to him should be useful to Dany if she hopes to retain control of the continent without her Tyrell and Dornish allies. Next up, we get a beautiful shot of King's Landing from above with Euron's Iron Fleet in the bay. It seems that all the major players are gathering up for the Fellowship of Winter to present their case for a ceasefire. We haven't seen Euron in quite some time, so it'd be interesting to see what he has to say regarding the White Walker threat. We also get a shot of Tyrion, Varys, and Theon heading over there as well. This episode will be super weird for me because there are so many people heading over to King's Landing who have never set foot there. The one thing I'm itching to see is Varys and Theon over there. Cersei, Jaime, or better yet, Qyburn, calling out Varys for being a traitor, and will Theon and Euron finally get that discussion we've been waiting for? And funny thing is, we do see Theon later on in this preview pounding his fist into the ground, and it looks like he is outside King's Landing. It's likely that Euron has killed Yara, and Theon is paying the price for it and blaming himself. It's a shame we haven't seen Theon all that much this season because the actor is absolutely amazing, but at the same time, the showrunners are following bullet points for his character, so they likely have nothing for him to do until the very end. We also get a brief shot of Jaime and Bronn overlooking Dany's forces gathering outside King's Landing, or what appears to be the location of their meeting, wherever that may be. I'm glad to see Bronn here and not randomly disappear like he had been doing in Season 6. More Bronn is good. We also get a nice shot of Sansa. The one thing I've noticed this season is that they sure love showing Sansa in the preview, but this time it looks like she is observing the cold winds heading towards Winterfell in some ominous looking garb. And finally, we get the setting for this meeting. I can't quite make out the location yet, but I'm sure someone in the comments section will likely point it out. I do like this neutral meeting place to present the evidence of their existence. Not only that, but the one thing about this preview I thought was a little funny is the serious expression in everybody's face. I know this meeting could be a trap by Cersei, but geez guys, lighten up a little. The one thing I noticed is that Jon has brought a lot of people to this meeting who probably should have stayed at Winterfell just in case. Brienne, okay fine, you can come, but Davos and Podrick need to be there as well? Yeah, I don't know about that. It's hard to tell, but it looks like Jorah, Missandei, and the Hound can be seen coming in as well. Once again, this is one of those moments I'm going to enjoy very much because many of these characters have either never stepped foot in King's Landing or interacted with each other. So I'm excited to see what happens, and I'm also excited to see the Hound back there again, and hopefully he'll make a comment on his brother's new appearance. And before anybody asks, no, I don't think we'll get Clegane Bowl. I'm also curious to see where Gendry is and what happened to Tormund and Beric. Did they come with as extra witnesses, or are they back at Winterfell where they likely should be? Regardless, these few shots show the tension in the room, and it is set to be a great episode with some nice Easter eggs, callbacks, and maybe some unification, but I wouldn't count on it. And of course, we get the only line in the trailer, the usual speech of how we need to unite together, blah blah blah. I'm just surprised Davos isn't the one spewing it out for like the 30th time. But overall, this preview hyped me up a little, and this episode is poised to be one of the best ones this season. But as always, let me know what you guys thought of this week's episode and what you think will happen next week. Also, be sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already for more, and I'll see you all next time. Baba Booey.